We want to preview this week, or
we got a preview this week. Are you
gonna drop the blitz, or are you just gonna go to the fight?
No, let's do the fight.
All right.
Let's do the fight.
Josh Taylor.
Ooh. Yes, sir.
Ooh. Teofimo Lopez.
Yes, sir.
Both had controversial victories.
Yeah.
Last fight.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. I worry. Is Teo head all in the boxing? That's my only thing. The kid got the damn talent.
Yeah.
But I only worry about it where his head's at.
Life is about balance. And you've heard me say that boxing is just like life. Mm-hmm. You gotta have balance when you're in the ring, all the way down to the way your body's moving. So the balance come all the way around. So then when you have a component outside of the ring, completely different from what's going on in the ring. That completely opponent from what's going on in the ring. And again, that same little kid that I was hanging out with over the last week, he looked at his dad. He said, "Oh yeah, Dad, you said anything can throw a fighter off. Right. He said anything. If that fighter don't take that breath the way that fighter's supposed to breathe, that fighter don't get water in the corner, that fighter don't get the right information. If the coach stutters, right. Like anything can throw a fighter off. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you're talking about something as real as your real life happening outside of the ring, and then you got to go in the ring. The energy that you're putting into that, when you go in the ring, you don't have that same kind of energy. You know what I mean? It just goes all the way down the line, Focus, being able to turn that off and turn this on. You felt like you turned this on, but you still know that that's there. I'm going to do all this tonight, but I still got to go back to that. You know what I mean? So all that kind of stuff can throw a fighter off.
Do you think we live in a time, us, we're a little older. We've been through a lot where we got to go to work. We just like, home got to stay at home. Work got to go to work.
It's interesting because I knew Teo was going to lose, like just from an observation standpoint outside because...
Which for the Cambosas or...
This is leading into the Cambosas. I didn't know it was going to be Cambosas, but I could see a huge stumbling block coming. It goes to like the father-son relationships in boxing. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of times the yin needs the yang. Like, look at the Haneys. Like, Bill's better at promoting the fight than Devin is. Devin relies on his skills in the ring. So they work great together. Like, you and your dad. Like, you were a multi-sport athlete. Your dad kept you, like, headed in the right direction. Here's our plan in boxing. This is what we got to do. Yeah. I felt like, and I don't know them personally, so I don't want to overstep my bounds, but this is me observing from a distance. I have my own kids, sons. Yeah. I felt like Teo and his dad were going through all of that together for the first time.
Wow. Yeah.
So I didn't think either one could lean on the other one for any kind of like expertise or...
And they were this high.
Right. And so you could see it coming. Yeah. Like both of them braggadocious, so you could see it coming. Now, for this particular fight, and when Lomachenko moved up, I said he's not a 135-pounder. Yeah. Those guys are too big for him. If he stays at 26 or 30, I think he's an all-time great. Yeah. Teo, is it the out-of-the-ring stuff, or is it his power hadn't come with him to 40? Because at 35, he was devastating. Like if he hit you... At 40, he's hit some guys and they haven't gone anywhere. Is the weight the problem? Or is it the out of the ring stuff?
Well, he had the problems with, I think he was at 35 with Cambosas. Yeah, so it's just, I don't know, man. I just worry about the kid.
Because Josh Taylor's a big 40-pounder.
Yeah.
Josh's not a little guy.
Thin, long, tall, long.
He's smarter, right?
And
he's smart, both of them.
Yeah.
You know what I realized how big he was? He was doing like something after one of the fights and Crawford was next to him. And I was like, damn, Josh is big. Yeah. Like, he's a big boy.
The frame is just a little bit different, you know what I mean? But I think, again, to stay on Teo first, I do. I think that, and you've said it before. You said they need somebody else in the corner.
Another set of eyes.
Another set of eyes.
No disrespect to the dad, just bring in another set.
Another set. That don't mean get rid of dad.
Don't.
But I truly do believe when it comes to game planning and having the strategical plan A, plan B, plan C, and being able to mix that up, dad struggles with that. Mm-hmm. And I think son struggles with that. And I think collectively, again, the yin and the yang, they collectively,
Right.
y'all are the same person, and nobody's the thinker. Y'all the same person. Y'all both the talkers.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that this is gonna be a really hard fight for Teo. I saw the tweet that he tweeted out, and I didn't really appreciate it. He said this is a killer be killed sport. Cool, we got all that, but I just felt like if you go and look at the tweet, he was doing his best to intimidate Josh Taylor before this week comes. And I think that intimidation factor that he once upon a time had before he got in the ring with Vasily Lomachenko, or we can say before he got in the ring with
George Lopez.
Kambosos.
Yeah.
I think
George
that
Lopez.
yeah, you should have just kept it going. George Kambosos. I think that George basically wiped away whatever intimidation factor he had. Once you go beyond, I didn't intimidate that guy, I think it becomes exactly what his tweet was. Get me or I'm going to get you. But if he doesn't get Josh in the first 3-4 rounds, I think he's going to start to fall off. I think if Josh is bringing what I think Josh is going to bring, I think Josh is going to bring everything: speed, power, quickness, this rhythm that's just a little off to Teo, and I think it's gonna be hard for Teo to adjust to. And if Teo don't get him with something big and mean and meaningful in the first 3 to 4 rounds, it's gonna be a long night for Teo.
I think Teo got it in his bag to still pull it out. Can you dip in that
Through
bag?
the fight?
Yeah. You gotta dip in that bag.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have to go in that bag against this guy.
Yeah.
This guy ain't nothing to mess with.
He looked great against the guy out here in Vegas.
Yeah. I
looked-
don't remember, but
Pedro Campo.
okay. Yeah, because I kept getting that confused. I'm like, he fought, but he did.
Yeah.
He ran it
Yep.
back.
He
But
looked
what
great
said,
against that guy.
In Vegas, everything, I was worried about the mental. He showed up, looked great performance.
But remember, this guy did not have the punch resistance that a young Josh Taylor, undefeated Josh Taylor will have. And also remember that along the way, even those big shots that he was catching Pedro with, Pedro still wasn't one shot and I'm out, you know? And so it's going to take a whole lot against a Josh Taylor in order for Lopez to. Now, this is what I do believe can happen. If Lopez has success in the first 2 to 3 rounds, they'll roll with that. And that momentum will carry them through. But if there's any struggle at all in its first 3 to 4 rounds,
It will show.
I don't think he's going to be able to just out of nowhere pull something out in the middle of the fight. Because again, we talking about game plan. Okay. And you got a game plan against a guy who, again, is tall, long, can come at you and can also move away from you, can counterpunch you and can punch off the front foot, off the back foot. Josh Taylor's bringing a whole lot, you know?
Yeah, I'm going Josh Taylor in this. I just think if he can handle Regis Prograis.
Based on what I just said, you probably,
Yeah, if he can handle Prograis at 40, I just think he can handle Teo at 40. I don't know if Teo's a elite 40-pounder.
Josh had Jake Catterall in his last fight.
Right, he didn't look great.
He didn't look. I mean, that was an ugly night. And a lot of people felt like he lost.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I'm happy. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm happy for you, you know?
Right.
Not that I was like rooting against Jake Catterall, but you know, knowing Josh and things like that, I was just, for the sake of what I was rooting for him, he had his hand raised.
Right.
And when in certain situations, it's like, all right, just keep it moving.
Right.
Don't rematch. Don't look back.
Right.
Don't do too many interviews and explain yourself or nothing like that. But let me explain.
Right.
He's fighting at home. Mm-hmm. And again, we're talking about energy, you know? We're talking about people texting and people calling and all these different things that will get you excited. We got the super chats coming in just a second. All these different things are coming at you. And then you just a little off on fight night.
Right.
Because of everything, that energy, everything, you just a little off on fight night. My man skated by with that one. And he got lucky.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real. He got lucky. I don't see that performance happening twice.
I don't see him repeating that. He's locked in for Teo. Teo been talking trash.
He locked in for Teo. He been talking trash. He away from home.
Right.
He back in America, the whole 9.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, we got a 100%.
I'm going Taylor on this one.
Taylor.
One thing I don't like about Taylor, he dropped his trainer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, y'all been rocking
I ain't
out
crazy
for a while.
about that. Yeah,
Oh,
I ain't
you ain't?
crazy. I'm never crazy about
But
it.
what's the difference? Let me just
his
push
trainer.
back a little bit here. What's the difference between if a fighter feels like his dad has gotten him as high as he can go and maybe a fighter feels like the trainer he's had has got him as far as he can go. Not necessarily, I don't want to be with you anymore, but I've soaked up everything that you can teach me.
You gotta, as a fighter, you gotta know. But what I don't like is when fighters do that after a loss.
A bad performance.
Or a bad performance.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that, you know, again, I don't know the whole situation, but whenever I see a fighter change trainers, I'm just like, is it the trainer or is it you? You know what I mean? Is it, and again, sometimes I'm not receptive to that trainer anymore. I can't receive the information that trainer's giving me anymore. You know, we butt heads, whatever the case may be, you know. I just thought, you know, again, ugly performance, the performance that didn't really, you know, wasn't you know, and it's like, how much of that was the training and how much of that was you, your preparation and everything that was happening before that fight, you know?
Right, I think we won't get a war.
It's gonna be a war.
For how long it lasts?
Because Tio.
Ooh, what you got? Late? You ain't gotta give me a round. Go late.
I always get worried when a fighter comes in, blood in his eyes, I'm gonna knock this guy, I'm gonna stop him. Because when it doesn't happen, I feel like endurance conditioning becomes like a major issue now.
Yeah.
And
I'm not getting it.
Against a guy as experienced as Josh Taylor, that's the bigger guy, that's had bigger fights at the weight, I think that could be dangerous for Tio if that gas tank get empty early.
Yeah. I mean, let's do this real quick. Look at Tio against Lomachenko. He caught his rhythm early. Lomachenko started late. We already know. But he was able to carry himself to the end of that fight. At the end of that fight, he really started to wear down. And
he showed up in the championship round.
He did.
He showed up in the 12th.
He did. But Lomachenko started to come back and come on.
And let's be honest,
pour it on.
ever since the right hand against Linares that knocked Lomachenko down at 35, he has not been the same aggressive come forward fighter he was before that.
Okay. Yeah.
He's not a natural 35 pounder. He's a little dude.
Yeah. But then you flip it and you look at him getting knocked down in the very first round against George Kambosos. He never catches his rhythm, never catches up and start. I think there were a couple points in that fight where he started to kind of give glimpses of he could still do something. But for the most part, he did not catch his rhythm and he did not get his timing, and it didn't work out for him. I think that's who Tio is. I think Tio's the kind of fighter that my intimidation has to bring me through that first round. I gotta hit you, I gotta hurt you, and if I don't feel nothing in my gloves, I'm in no man's land.
Sandor, did he go down the first two? He went down twice. They only gave him one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you talking about Tio? Yeah. I was like, I don't remember Sandor going down. Tio went down in the first couple rounds.
Is that the trying to be too aggressive?
Yeah.
Trying to show me, and then it's like, I'm gonna show you.
That's what I think. I think it's over aggression
for no reason.
That's the key right there.
You know the hardest thing to do when you're competing is not let the past impact how you're competing.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, especially in boxing, when things have happened previously or there's a narrative or a rhetoric out there in the public, you're trying to prove those things wrong as opposed to just, how do I win this fight?
Yeah.
You know, I used to battle with that all the time in football. Like, don't worry, the offense isn't throwing the football at the percentage that it should be. Hey, man, if we got to run the ball every time this next game, let's win.
Yeah. Whatever it takes.
Don't allow those outside distractions to impact your game plan on fight night. Just find a way to beat this opponent. Floyd was the best I've ever seen at that.
Yeah.
All the different approaches, you know, different opponents, different styles. He just was committed to, okay, I'm going to win this fight.